Magic the Gathering, a game full of chaos and limitless combos. People can do almost anything that they want. And in 2018, the Magic the Gathering Arena was. This was a game that limited the combos and made it a little more balanced. However, many new combos were found and were brought into the game this way. In response, the people at Magic started to ban specific cards for Arena to make it a little more balanced. This created a meta and made it very competitive to see which deck rises to the top and stays at the top. Many decks cycled through very quickly, and not many decks from the original period still exist. This series is to find out what types of decks it might become the best of the decks, and to test these decks and how capable they actually are. It's also to test what the community says on how the deck actually performed. For example, if a deck is taken to many tournaments online and won quite a bit, and the community reflects positively on the deck, it's believable. However, if there is a deck that has really never went to any tournaments and really has never performed well, and the community reflects the same way positively on the deck, it becomes less believable. So that's what we're here for, to figure out what are the best decks for multiple formats. Welcome to Climbing the Ranks. Also, according to YouTube, only 5.9% of you are subscribed, so please consider subscribing. You don't have to, but it would really help me to reach my goal by 1,000 subscribers by the end of this year. Welcome back to yet another episode of Climbing the Ranks, where today we're changing it up just a little bit. The past few videos that I published have been a historic Brawl, and today we're just doing regular Brawl. And our commander is Tovolar, Dire Overlord. Yes, this is a very cool and good card. Firstly, the first ability of this card is whenever a werewolf or wolf deals combat damage to a player that you control, you draw a card. So you can get a lot of card draw off of attacking with a lot of human werewolves or just wolves in general to get a lot of card advantage. And at the beginning of your upkeep, if you control 3 or more wolves or werewolves, it becomes night, and then transform any number of human werewolves you control. So you can basically, if you have 3 werewolves out there, you can transform all of them and to make them into their transform sides, like Tovolar the Midnight Scourge, where this card does whenever a wolf or werewolf you control does combat damage to a player, you draw a card. So it's the same as the first side, but the other ability is basically you pay X and 1 red and 1 green mana, and then target wolf or werewolf you control gets plus X plus 0 and gains trample. So you automatically almost always get the card draw benefit off of it. So our entire deck is based off of getting a lot of card draw advantage and swinging in with a bunch of big stompy werewolves. And since our commander's only a 3-drop, it's really easy to get out there, especially since we have green in there for ramp. So let's get right into it. Firstly, for the 1-drops and the festivities, is our board wipe kind of. Strangle is to deal with targets, and then Ascendant Pack Leader is our basically the pelt collector of our deck for wolves and werewolves. It's really cool. It doesn't get trample, sadly, and it doesn't trigger when it dies, but it's essentially the same card. Onto our 2-drops, we have Royal Eruption for damage, Devouring Tendrils for fighting, Duel for Dominance for fighting, Guardian Gladewalker for a fake werewolf at the 2-drop. It's pretty nice. Inscription of Abundance for fighting and doing other things, Mass Vandal for just enchantment and artifact removal, and then it also is a fake werewolf for a 2-drop. Outline Liberator, this allows us to basically have a Kogla when it's transformed, or we can just pay 1 and sacrifice it to destroy target artifact or enchantment. Rabid Bite is a sort of really good fight card. Ranger class is a really good card as well. It makes a 2/2 wolf, so it can help get our Tovolar Dire Overlord transform ability out there quicker. And then it also can put a ++1 counter whenever we attack, which we'll be attacking a lot. And then it gives us a thing where we can look at the top card of our library anytime, and we may cast creature spells from the top of our library. So it's a very good card in here. Reclusive Taxidermist, this is probably one of the best mana dorks that are in the standard format right now, because it can be a 4/4 if there's 4 more creatures in your graveyard, which there can be sometimes, but the 2-drop add 1 mana of any color is really nice. And Werewolf Pack Leader, it's just kind of a draw if we can attack with 6 or more creatures, well, total power 6 or more, and then we can make it a 5/3 by paying 4 mana. Targnar, Demon Fag Null, we have it basically the same thing as Werewolf Pack Leader with the pack tactic, but instead of drawing a card, we give a sort of an anthem, and then we can also pay 2 generic, a red and a green, to double Targnar's power to the end of turn, so it can get really beefy. Unnatural Moonrise, this immediately becomes night, so it's Tovolar's ability, but really quick. And then we also give it ++0 and give it Tovolar's ability when it deals damage, we draw a card, and Arcane Signet for ramp. On our 3-drop, Fearful Villager, it's a werewolf with menace that can transform. Moonrider's Slash can be a lightning bolt if it's night, which it usually is. Pax Betrayal to take things and scry. Reckless Stormseeker to boost things, give it haste, and then also if it transforms, we give it haste, trample, and boost it a little more. Hound Tamer for basically giving everything trample when we transform it, and then if we have enough mana, we can put +1/+1 counters on target creature. Then we have Howling Moon. This is probably one of the best cards in our deck. At the beginning of combat on your turn, target wolf or werewolf you control gets +2/+2 until the end of turn, and then whenever an opponent casts their second spell each turn, you create a 2/2 wolf. So you can start swarming it if they keep casting spells, which they usually will. And then Weaver Blossoms. This is a okay mana ramp, but I like the other side a lot, and it's a 3-drop transform werewolf, which is why it's in here. And then Bloodline Pretender. It's the best fake werewolf we have in the deck. On to our 4 drops, Wary Prisoner. It becomes a 6/6, and then also, if it's not transformed, it is a 2/6 with Defender, so it has a quite big butt. And then we have a Ballista Watcher. This allows us to pay 3 mana, tap it, and then deals 1 damage to any target, which we don't really like that side, but we like the other side. It becomes a 5/5, and then pay 3 mana, deals 1 damage to any target, and then we can make a creature not be able to block if it's still damaged this way. So if we keep paying the ability, we can make all of their stuff can't block ours. And then we have Howlpack Piper. This is probably also one of the best cards in our deck. It can't be countered, so any blue shenanigans, it can't counter it. And then we can pay 2 mana, 1's green, 1 generic, and then tap it. You may put a creature card from your hand onto the battlefield, and if it's a wolf or werewolf, you untap it, so you can keep putting creatures out there if we have enough mana. And then when it transforms, it's kind of crazy. You look at the top 6 cards of your library, you may reveal a creature card from among them and put it into your hand. So you get any creature if you reveal one for the top 6 of your library. It's sort of a worse collected company, but when you have it, when it transforms and then transforms back, you just automatically put it out there for 2 mana, which is really, really cool. Lit Jar Glade Warden. This is just in there for the Changeling ability. We don't really care about the putting 2/+1/+1 counters, but it would be cool if we do get it. Tofsky, Bear of Secrets. We're attacking with a lot of creatures, so we get a lot of card draw off of this. And Ulvenwald Oddity. Yes, we have to transform it by itself because it's not a wolf or werewolf. However, when it gets transformed, it's kind of crazy, getting everything trample and haste and +1/+1. It's really, really cool. And then also a 4-drop 4/4 with trample and haste is really, really cool in green. And onto my only 5-drop Infestation Expert. This is kind of cool. When it enters the battlefield or attacks, you create a 1/1, but if it transforms, it makes 2 1/1 green insects. I wish it was a wolf or werewolf that created instead of insects, but it's still really, really cool to get a lot of swarm out there. Onto the 6 drops, we have Wolfkin Outcast. This, basically, it's kind of a 4-drop 5/4. It can be if you cast it, and then also whenever Wedding Crasher or another wolf or werewolf you control dies, you draw a card if you transform it, which you usually will. And then so if they target anything of our werewolves, like with destruction spells, we get benefit off of it. Averbrook Caretaker. This card is crazy. I don't really have to explain this. This card is insane. Being able to give everything hexproof, all other permanents you control have hexproof, and then at the beginning of combat on your turn, you put 2/+1/+1 counters on each creature you control. And even not transformed, it doesn't give everything hexproof. Yes, it has itself hexproof, so it's hard to target and destroy it. And then at the beginning of your combat on your turn, you put 2/+1/+1 counters on 1 target creature. But when we get the Hollowhenge Huntmaster, it gets really crazy. And lastly, Tovolar's Huntmaster. This card is also really, really good. When it enters the battlefield or attacks, you create 2/2 green wolf tokens, and then it does the same thing when it's transformed, but also you can make things fight by paying 4 mana, which is pretty cool. And then onto the lands, it's not a lot. We have 7 mountains, 11 forests, a Crack Crown Pathway, Highland Forest, Racer's Ring, Rockvale Vale, Rugged Highlands, Command Tower, and that is it. The entire deck is just to get a lot of wolves out there and swing in for game quite a lot, and that's basically the deck. Let's jump right into the game. Game 1, our hand is looking, well, pretty good. We have a nice little bit of curve with Guardian Gladewaker, and then we also have the Reckless Stormseeker. Here comes Guardian Gladewaker. We're just going to put a +1/+1 counter on it. We could have cast Ranger Class, but I didn't want to. And yeah, let's cast Tovolar right here. We're going to attack with 1. We get a draw card because it's technically counted as a werewolf because it's a changeling. He's going to Blood Chief's Thirst our Guardian Gladewalker and then poison the cup. Tovolar, getting rid of our entire board. We're going against Obnixilos, which that makes kind of sense. Reckless Stormseeker's coming out. We're going to give it haste and +1/+0, so it's going to become a 3/3. And let's see if he's going to kill it too, because, I mean, there's only so many kill spells in Standard, right? Hopefully. We're gonna do, yeah, Howling Moon just looks really tempting, and being able to boost our Reckless Stormseeker is really nice. And then Ranger class with a 2/2, and we're gonna give it haste, so it's a 5/5. He's going to definitely block because it's Zerial. Zerial protects itself, deals 1 damage to any target. He's gonna target me, obviously, because he won't be able to kill anything. Immerstorm Predator is kind of scary, to say the least. That card is really scary, actually. We're gonna do Tovolar again, so now we're gonna have enough werewolves to trigger Tovolar to flip and transform, I mean. And then he's gonna block with Immerstrom, or he is not gonna block with Immerstrom, surprisingly, or even the 1/1 Devil, which is weird. I mean, I guess he wants to sacrifice, like he wants to have some sacrifice target with Immerstrom, like that, or Fatal Grudge. And now I have to sacrifice a permanent, which we're going to sacrifice the 2/2 because both of our cards have abilities and that did not. And it's also just a token. Howling Moon is going to trigger, and we have the Soul Shatter, something I don't want to get rid of Tovolar again. He's going to create the 1/1 again. And we drew land, thank goodness. Pax Betrayal is looking really tempting for the Immerstorm Predator, so I think we're going to do that right now. Hopefully he doesn't have anything that can counter it or get rid of Immerstorm Predator, which he does not, because I don't know why I said counter. There's only one counter black spell in the entirety of Magic, and that's only for creature spells. And it's not even on Arena. So we're going to hopefully kill the Planeswalker or get it really low. Well, it should be able to kill it now. And we're going to get rid of it. Yes, it automatically gives itself a +1 counter on it, so it's going to be a flyer. We're going to sack the Werewolf, so we just get to draw some more cards off of it. And let's see if he's going to be able to do anything. Well, it's just basically he stole it, my Toski, which kind of sucks. But he has attack with both, so he'll be able to draw 2 cards, which is okay. I don't really care about it. And we have a lot of damage on board next turn. Well, 4, I should say. And never mind, he's going to sack it to Obnixilis. We got our 2/2 Wolf, though, which is nice. We have to discard a card off of the copy. And I think we're going to do we're going to do Duel for Dominance. And let's see. Inscription of Abundance looks nice, but Howpack Piper also looks really good. So I'm going to do Inscription of Abundance. We're going to do 2 of them. And then, well, we're going to actually do all 3 of them. And so we're going to do gain some life. We're going to fight something. And he, well, basically does nothing. Ranger class, we're going to put some counters on this. Well, we're going to boost it. And then now we're going to put counters on it off of Ranger class. He goes down to 4 life. It's not looking too good for him. Goldspan Dragon comes out there. That's scary to say the least, but we have Devouring Tendrils, and we have a basically 8/8 next turn if we need to get rid of it. Obnixilis triggers twice, which I'm just going to take the damage off here. I don't really care about it. Body Dropper is perfectly fine. I don't really care about that. Thunder Rebuke killing our 2/2 Wolf, which I don't care about it either. Ooh, Devouring Tendrils, I'm going to target the Goldspan Dragon. Yes, he does create a treasure. He's probably going to sack it for Immerstorm Predator, or maybe something like Body Dropper, but I don't really care. It's perfectly fine, and let's see if he's going to be able to do anything about it. Yep, there's Body Dropper's ability, sacking it. He puts a +1/+1 counter on Body Dropper. We don't have any fight, or it's not really a fight. It's more of like a, ram through, so it doesn't really do anything. Here comes Howpack Piper and Howling Moon, so it's an 8/8. We're going to swing at him for 8, well, technically 9, and he's definitely going to block here. He's probably going to sack with Body Dropper, yep, to make it indestructible, which is predictable. He makes it a 6/6. We have a 7/7, and we're always going to stay ahead as long as we have the Ranger class. We're going to give him the Goldspan Dragon into his hand, and we're going to make him put the Body Dropper on the field. I will discard the Ballista Watcher because I don't really care. He's going to deal me 2 damage. He gains 2 life. Next turn, we have him in a really, really good spot. I probably could have blocked it, but I like the transformability with Wild Song Howler, so we get Overlord Oddity, which we're going to cast because it's boosted, and then Tovolar, we're going to activate its little special ability, giving itself Trample, and then also we're going to boost it, and we're going to swing everything at him, so we should be able to kill him even if he gives it Indestructible. Yep, that was it. Game 2, our hand is looking really, really bad, actually. That hand is not okay, and that is a lot better with the ramp off of Arcane Signet and having 2 lands, well, now 3, well, 2 different colored lands, I should say, and even then we could have just ramped off of Arcane Signet. Here it comes. There's the card that I was speaking of, or spoke of, I should say, and let's see what else we're able to get here. Weaver of Blossoms is really nice, but also a Tovolar out there would be kind of cool. So it's going to become day because, well, everything basically is day bound, and we're going against Mr. Orfeo. That was a deck that I was considering to build, but it was kind of slow, I should say. It didn't really perform as well. Yes, it was a little slower, but I mean, this deck just performs way better. I mean, we just won game 1 with ease, even when we went against the most scariest deck of them all right now, and that's Obnixilis, because it just killed everything. We're gonna just sacrifice the Blossom thing because I don't really care about it, and he scoops right there. Okay, game 3. Hand is looking very good. 4 lands, I will take it any day. 5 lands is another story, though. Guardian Gladewalker comes out there. It basically just puts a +1/+1 counter on itself. And let's see, we're going against Ange, the Maid of Dishonor, I believe. And I think it's Vampire Tribal, probably. So I'm guessing Olivia's probably going to be in his deck. I mean, Olivia is just a really good card. He's going to block with a 1/1, or never mind, he's going to Village Rites it. It doesn't matter either way. And he's going to do the Cemetery Gatekeeper. That card's pretty good. Basically, you deal damage, I believe is what that card is. Yep, that's what it is. Whenever we cast a creature, or, well, anything that exiled with the same type, we have to take a damage, or 2 damage, or something like that. I don't know what it does. I know we just take a lot of damage off of it, but it also triggers for him, which is pretty nice. I mean, yes, if you don't cast a lot of creature spells, but I know Vampire Tribal has a lot of creatures. I probably could have gone for the Tovolar, but I don't really care. I like the Wedding Crasher instead because it's a 6/5. I mean, Tovolar, yes, creates the 2/2 wolves, but I don't really care about it. Tovolar, we're gonna get more triggers. I'm at Tovolar's Huntmaster, I think you all probably saw, and here comes Ange, Maid of Dishonor, or Angie, I don't really know how to pronounce it. Onicult Anvil is doing a lot of work here for him. Infestation Experts coming out there. We're going to create a couple of 1/1s. We're going to create 2 1/1s, and we're going to attack with Wedding Crasher because we don't really care about it, and if it dies, we get to draw a card off of it, and there is Olivia. That card is very scary. Also, hopefully he doesn't sacrifice it or attack, and he attacked with it. I mean, that makes sense. We don't have any flyers out there. And yeah, we have Duel for Dominance. We're just gonna kill that thing. I hate that card. Being able to return everything back is pretty scary. Royal Eruption, we're gonna kill the Maid of Dishonor or the Cemetery Gatekeeper or whatever it was. We're gonna choose Werewolf off of Bloodline Pretender, and we're just gonna attack with a 4/4, or no, wait, he has a 4/5, so it doesn't really matter. I mean, we could do Howpack Piper next turn. We don't have to transform, I believe. Wait, no, Tovolar has to transform, so it won't matter. I mean, we'll get another land off of it, but I don't really care. Well, not land, we get another trigger off of Wildsong Howler. Overlord Oddity is coming. We're gonna play Overlord Oddity, and we're also going to end the festivities, getting rid of almost his entire board, and he scoops right there. Game 4, and it's looking pretty good. We have a nice ramp with Guardian Gladewalker. I almost said Waker. Why did I say Waker? I'm not sure. But almost every game we've had Guardian Gladewalker. Interesting. Very sticky card. And I'm not complaining. It's a nice 2-drop werewolf, basically. Or wolf. I don't really... It's both of them. It's every single creature type, which is kind of funny. And he's playing Valky God of Lights, which is more of like Tybalt, if you are understanding what I mean, because Tybalt is scary. It's a very scary card. And I'm glad that he's not running Prismatic Bridge, because that card also gets scary. We're going to play Howling Moon here, and just going to give it 4/4, because Tovolar wouldn't have done that much. I mean, yes, we get a draw card off of it, but Tovolar's better turn 2 or turn 4 anyways. I mean, just being able to get card draw off of it is neat, but having the amount of werewolves that you can get out there to transform it is really nice as well. Hopefully he doesn't cast anything too scary. Cosmos Elixir is not that bad. Infestation Expert is coming out there. We're going to create a 1/1, insect. It's kind of sad. I wish it was better than what it says it is. I wish that we had, I wish it was a wolves. I mean, it would be kind of broken if it was wolves, because Tovolar would trigger almost automatically when it entered the battlefield, so it's kind of makes sense. Meteor Swarm, I should say, is a board wipe. That kind of sucks. Ranger class is coming out there, and then we're also going to cast Tovolar, so we will have enough to transform Tovolar, and only Tovolar. Next turn, we're going to draw a card off of Tovolar, and yes, we will have the Lightning Bolt in our hand for next turn. Let's see if he's going to cast Valky, Soul Shatter. Never mind, it won't be able to cast next turn. And no Price of Oblivion, we get another 2/2 wolf, and he says oops, because he didn't mean to cast that. That makes sense. Cathartic Pyre comes, it deals 3 damage to our Guardian Gladewalker, which makes sense. We're going to cast Strangle, we're going to kill that thing because that is annoying. We're going to boost Ranger class, we're going to make a 4/4 and a 2/2, so we're going to deal him a total of, well, what, 7 damage? Yeah, 7 damage total. He's down to 4 life, so hopefully he has something. I mean, he can cast Tybalt, but here comes Inferno of the Star and Mounts. I don't think he's going to attack because I think he's a little smarter than that, but even then we can just boost both of them, and we do have game on the board, and never mind, we get Pax Betrayal, and we're going to say GG to him because we're just going to steal his Goldspan, well, not Goldspan Dragon, Inferno of the Star Mounts. Game 5. Wow, this is going by really quick. I think I'm going to keep doing 7 games for Brawl because Brawl usually goes a little quicker than, well, like Historic Brawl, and a little slower than, well, Standard and Historic, so I'm going to keep it at the nice little 7 right in the middle, almost, kind of. I think it is directly in the middle. We're going to cast Tovolar, and I mean, Tovolar is just our entire deck. I'm allowing us to draw a lot of cards. I didn't want to attack because he could have double blocked and dealt some damage with Shambling Gas. I mean, he could have just blocked with Shambling Gas. Rite of Oblivion. That kind of sucks. He makes us, well, he just kills our Tovolar. But whatever. We can just keep going on and on. Let's see, Reckless Stormseeker is looking really nice here. We're going to play in Forest. We're going to boost our little Liberator over there. We're going to make it a 3/2. I know he's probably not going to block. I mean, he could, but I think he wants equipment boost off of Fireblade Charger. Never mind, he's going to block. Exodus Auric Overlord is the thing, but I highly doubt that he's playing it just for Exodus. I like the other side a lot, and I bet he does too. The other side gets kind of scary. He's going to draw some cards off of Plum the Forbidden. He's going to take some life, and let's see. Well, not draw. Plum the Forbidden. Yes, Plum the Forbidden draws. I'm thinking of whatever the 2-drop that exiles. My goodness, I don't remember cards out of any set right now. We're going to attack with him with a 4/4. We have Guardian Gladewaker out there. Well, Walker. Why is it Gladewaker? I'm just going to call it Gladewaker from now on. I don't really care. And let's see. Wolfkin Outcast looks pretty nice. It's a, well, 6/4 drop, basically. It's pretty awesome with Reckless Stormseeker. Lisa. That's scary, to say the least. I mean, that card gets kind of beefy, but when you're dealing with a 6/4, I mean, yeah, you can kill it, but I guess you just wanted the life off of it. Ty's Blood Mage comes out there. That's cool, I guess. And I don't need to transform the Guardian Gatewalker, or Gladewaker. Wow, I said it correctly that time, even after I said I didn't. That's whatever. He's going down to 10 life. We're going to draw a couple of cards here. We're going to play a land, and we're also going to play Ranger class to create another 2/2 Wolf, and we'll have Moonrager Slash. Never mind, we won't, because it turns the day at the end of our turn because we cast more than 2 spells. Well, 2 or more, I should say. He's down to 10. He's not looking in a very good situation right here. Hopefully he doesn't have a 4-5 or something like that. Like, what is it, Depopulate or something like that out of the new Straits of Capenna set, which would be kind of crazy if he did. Rite of Oblivion again with a flashback cost, killing our Tovolar again. Now it's a 7-drop, and yes, we're going to cast it, and he concedes. Game 6, hand is looking really good. We're going against Zeotoria, the Incinerator. The scariest deck that I've gone against, or fear the most, is Obnixilis, which we've already beat, and this deck, so hopefully we can win this game as well. Yes, this deck is scary because allowing him to get a lot of treasures and a lot of big creatures out there, especially in these colors, is just perfect. I like green, black, and anything that just has humongous creatures. And then what is that? Maestro's Ascendancy, I believe is what that is, or Riveteer's Ascendancy. It doesn't matter. Either way, that's the same card. I'm sorry, it's probably not. Grim Bounty's going to come out there. He's going to make a treasure. That's cool, I guess. Howlpack Piper, we're going to get some value off of this card, finally. We're going to do Hound Tamer, and we're also going to do Bloodline Pretender. We're going to call Werewolf, and so it untaps, and so we will be able to attack with it. Here comes the Werewolf card because he just passed turn, interestingly enough. We're going to get Overlord Oddity every single time we've had it turn into, well, transform, at least every game we've had Overlord Oddity off. That's kind of fun. Goldspan Dragon again. That's scary to say the least. I mean, it's cool, but I guess he can create treasures and get double mana. That's fine with me. Pax Betrayal, targeting the Goldspan Dragon. Yes, he gets a mana, but it doesn't really matter because we'll also get the treasure token off of it. And we also get a Scry 2. Hopefully he doesn't have anything that's going to cause us to regret that decision. Well, that does it right there. Deadly's Dispute. Cool. We're going to do Full Dominance. We're going to kill that 3/1 because I don't like that, and he's going to create another treasure token. So he has 3 treasure tokens at his disposal. Thank goodness he got rid of the Gold Spend Dragon by himself, because having 6 free mana is kind of crazy. Zeotoria the Incinerator comes out there, Jewel Thief comes out there as well. He creates a treasure token, and Riveteer's Ascendancy. I knew it was Riveteer's. Haha. And he has 4 treasures out there. That's not fun at all. At all. And Spoils the Hunt basically ram through and boosting itself. Let's see. Overlord Oddity is nice, and we're just going to keep it out there because I don't really want to attack with it. Basically, fake Kiki-Jiki is coming out there. Agnes is coming out there as well. He has a lot of creatures out there. Hopefully we can get something that can deal with most of them. Zeotoria is going to trigger. It's going to do 3 damage to something. The Bloodline Pretender is looking pretty nice, but also the Mana Dork, interestingly enough. I mean, I guess it gets rid of casting our commander, but that is a good card. Overlord Caretaker. Hopefully we can get enough mana to be able to cast that. Werewolf Pack Leader is coming out here. Rabid Bite. We're going to deal 4 damage to the Agnes, getting rid of that card, and we're going to attack with both a 3/3 and a 4/4. He's going to take it going down to 5. Wow. Hopefully he can gain some life. He's going to fight with Zeotoria. He's going to attack with Zeotoria, making us go down to 10. This is not looking super good for us. Or he's not going to attack us for 10. Thank you for sparing me. I could have... No, I couldn't have kicked. I could not have kicked it to be able to kill him. Shambling Gas coming out there, and then Reflection of Kiki-Jiki, fake Kiki-Jiki. Well, I guess it's sort of Kiki-Jiki, but it's Jiki-Kiki, I should say. Yeah. We're going to cast a... We're going to play land. Cast a land. Tovolar Dire Overlord's coming out here again, so we'll be able to transform it into the whatever it is. The Midnight Scourge is what it is. And here comes Averbrook. Oh, the Siege just lost the game. So sorry. Here's our 7/7 coming at your face. Yes, we're down to 6 life. Well, 15 life, but he's down to 5. He's... what did I say? 6. He's attacking with a 6. Hopefully he doesn't kill us. I don't think he can. He just played Stimulus Package that basically allows him to get a bunch of things. He's dealing us 14. He has, what is that, 13 treasures. Wow, that's a lot of mana. And we're going to boost the little bit of a Hollow Henge, Hollow Henge Master, I believe it is. Or I'm probably completely pronouncing that wrong. But basically, Hollow Henge Hellmaster, I believe is what it is. That's kind of, Hollow Henge Hunt Master. Wow, I was close enough. Anyways, we have a 15-10 with Trample, and that should be game if we swing in with everything, because even if he does create like 12 of them, which he's going to do just to stall for time, he won't have enough to block, and he won't have enough to live because he doesn't give them lifelink, which, thank goodness, Stimulus Package doesn't give anything lifelink, because that would be kind of crazy, allowing them to sacrifice Zeotoria, all that kind of nasty kind of stuff. He basically has infinite mana, theoretically, with Stimulus Package, because he just creates a 1/1, but he doesn't have infinite mana because he's going to waste it all, basically. And he has 12 of them, which is cool, I guess. I mean, he should be dead. Or wait a minute, he's going to be alive because he created all of them and he's not going to block it. That's annoying to say the least. We're going to put Zeotoria in the front, so he's alive for 1 more turn. You lucky son of a gun. Tovolar, we're going to get a draw card because of our Overlord Caretaker that's in the graveyard, sadly. That kind of sucks. That actually really sucks. Zeotoria is going to create a lot more treasures. 3 more treasures, and I think we have it in the bag because Tovolar is allowing us to boost Moonrager Slash. Never mind, we're just going to kill him right there. Game 7. Wow, that's a lot of green. I will take it, though. I will take it, though. That's a lot of green. It's just all green. There's no red in our hand. That's funny. Oh, there's the red. We're going to do Guardian Glade Walker. Almost every game we've had that card, surprisingly enough. But, I mean, it's not a bad card. I'll take it. Here comes Tovolar. We're just swinging with a 2/2. Going to draw a card because it's a fake werewolf. Glittering Stash or whatever, I believe that is. Oh, that's looking good. Mass Vandal. I mean, we could have exiled creature card, but it won't really target anything. Outline Liberators coming out there anyways. So we will be able to kill the Glittering Stockpile. He just adds 1 mana because he thinks that we can kill it, and we don't. I guess he just wanted the counter on there, or to remove the counter, I believe is what you do with that card. We're going against Jetmir Nexus of Revels. That card is coming out there. That's a little scary, but nothing we can't deal with if we just surpass the 2 decks that I feared the most. And I mean, Jetmir is just, it's good, but it's not great. I mean, it's way better in Historic Brawl than just regular Brawl. Yes, you can make a lot of tokens in regular Brawl, but you can make a lot more tokens in Historic Brawl. Instead, here comes a Shia. I forgot that card was in Standard. It's in Zendikar. Wow! That's scary, because he's going to be able to have a lot of ramp out there, and a Shia is a 7/7. That's a little fearful, I should say the least. We're going to boost the Tovolar, basically not doing anything, and this deck just got a whole lot scarier. He has a Foretold card, so hopefully it's not a Doom Scar. Fight Rigging's coming out there. I'm really scared right now. Fight Rigging's kind of crazy. We'll be able to deal with it with the Frenzy Trap Maker, Trap Master, or something like that. This is not looking good for us at all. Why did you have to run a deck like this? I mean, Jetmir is a very good deck now that I was talking a bunch of crap on that, I guess. Howling Moon, we recurred 2/2, and we're gonna put up 2+1/+1 counters. Yes, I kicked it. I understand my mistake. I don't know why I just did one ability. Fight Rigging's coming out there. Burning Hands is gonna deal 2 damage, roll 60 damage because it's green. Wow, that card is good as well. Oh man, this is not looking super good. Tovolar's coming out there. Werewolf Pack Leader's coming out there, and I gotta get rid of that Fight Rigging. That's really scary, so I'm gonna boost it, and I mean, I guess I'll just pass. We have a mana open, and yeah, we're gonna get rid of that, because Fight Rigging with Vorinclex giving double counters on a Shia, or even Vorinclex itself, is scary. We're going to submit 0, because we don't have anything that can transform anyways, and I think we have him in the bag. Infestation Expert's coming out there with 2 1/1s, and he scoops right there. So, overall, this deck did very well. Surprisingly, that I didn't expect that this deck would do as well as it did, but having a 3-drop commander like Tovolar and being able to draw a bunch of cards, like almost your entire deck, just by attacking and dealing damage, especially in like a green, well, Gruul deck, because Gruul does a bunch of damage, and giving things trample with Tovolar the Midnight Scourge, it just works very, very well. The 2 decks that I feared the most and still fear are Zeotoria and Obnixilis. The few games that I recorded, well, not recorded, I played off camera just to test the deck to see how it actually was. I did lose to Obnixilis a couple of times, so if you are going to consider building this deck, I would definitely be wary of this and maybe change it up slightly, but I think that I have it as good as it can get. Yes, I could have added some board wipe in there, like Burn Down the House, but even then, it's still a very good deck. And, I mean, the card that came up the most, surprisingly, was Guardian Gladewalker. I mean, this card is a very, very good card. Sadly, we really never saw Tovolar's Huntmaster. I did reveal it once off of the Howpack Piper, but even then, I mean, it's a very, very good card, to say the least. And then Ulvenwald Oddity, yes, we never transform it, but if we did, it's just a game, it's just a win con, basically. So yeah, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. It would be greatly appreciated, and yes, thank you.